Hello, beautiful Libra. I'm Renee, and you are watching Waylighter Life Tarot. Hey, if something in this resonates with you, please like and subscribe so that I know it and so that you can find your way back here and others can find their way to this channel. We are a small channel trying to grow with your help. All right, so let's see what Source has to say. What could be helpful to you to know right now in a very eventful month? So we have the solar eclipse in Leo. We have the lunar eclipse in Pisces. So Leo is your house of hopes and wishes and also friends. And Pisces is your sixth house. So your sixth house is everyday work. So something may be changing in your friendship groups. You may find that you have a whole new network opening up to you, or a dream that has been a long time in coming. Maybe you even gave up on it. And actually, all of a sudden, the red carpet is getting rolled out. Something is, boom, here that wasn't here before. And that's that solar eclipse. Pisces is your sixth house of everyday work, and so something that you have been doing, some routine that you have. It could be work, it could be a gym, it could be a meditation practice. It is something to do with your everyday life that is like your support structure. That is going to change, and something in it might go away, or it may morph and be different. So you could just make a significant change in one of those things and still be doing maybe the same thing, but in a different place with different people, or the substance itself might change. All right, so let's see what Source has to say. And I've asked Archangel Michael to join us. Archangel Michael has been very communicative lately, even more so. He doesn't always talk a lot. He's like an action guy, but he has been talking a lot. He says, admit the truth and act accordingly. Go forward fearlessly. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. Go forward fearlessly. Okay. There is a favorable outcome. I love this. So there is something that is coming to light, and eclipses do that. That's that admit the truth. Eclipses equalize the light for a few moments. And when that happens, it's like things that were in shadow, all of a sudden, when everything's equalized, they pop up. They either are blindingly illuminated, or in some way, because of that equalization, it's like they attach themselves to what's already known and it just can pop up out of nowhere. So admit the truth and let something go, let something new be born. Go forward fearlessly, courageously. That strength card comes to mind. You are assured of a favorable outcome. And I really like that he is holding those little lights there. And it says, thank you for a beautiful outcome in this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. So that those two lights are the balancing scales. All right. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Source, could you please provide us with some more clarity for our beautiful Libras? And by the way, speaking of beautiful Libras, Venus is in your sign right now, so you are particularly attractive. And attractive doesn't have to mean physically, it can mean many things. In fact, I really think that expressions are one, color or style or just your beautiful light and presence that you bring to everything that you do. Oh, okay. We are ready, but I'm being told to cut the cards. Yes. All right. So let's see what Source has to say about this truth. I want to know more about what this truth is. You probably know. I bet you know. You've been thinking about it. So you have the Seven of Wands that came out actually in reverse. I don't normally read reverse cards, but it's unusual that it was put in the deck that way, so I'm going to keep it. You have the King of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. And I'm being asked to take one more. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. Okay, so let me talk you through these and then we'll get some more clarity. So the Seven of Wands is about being embattled. I mean, you can see here, he's really defending his territory, so to speak, and it feels as though it's one against many, and you may have felt this way for a while. Whatever the situation is, whatever the truth that you're having to admit right now, you are being told go forward fearlessly. But because it was in reverse, it may be that you are feeling like it's not worth it anymore, that you are ready to allow this battle to subside. You know, Libras don't love conflict. Our shadow side, I say our, that was a slip, but I say our because I'm a Libra rising. But the shadow side of Libra is people pleasing, can be. On the upside of that, you know how to make people feel welcome and comfortable and included, but that can also go too far. So seven of wands is about boundaries. You may have been getting a lot of lessons around boundaries lately to the point that you're tired. But you know what? You've learned how to do it. And actually, I think that the reverse of the seven of wands, I know that it could be read as you're not maintaining your boundaries. I get that. But I also think here that it's about maybe not needing to put as many boundaries up. Like maybe in the past you have felt embattled and that was protective, and now you don't feel like that you have to do that as much anymore. Maybe that's the truth that you're coming to, is that you can set boundaries without having to feel that it's a battle. So the King of Wands is next. He's very charismatic, very passionate. He is very confident. So you may have been feeling like that you are gaining confidence. You're gaining confidence in being sovereign and in relaxing into your own charisma and magnetic beauty, because that is Venus in Libra is about that. She is not a chaser, she's an attractor, and very confident in her creativity, in her love of beauty and poetry and artistry, but a sovereign. You are a sovereign. I don't think Libras often think of themselves that way because we are, whoop, I did it again. But Libras are fundamentally about relationships. That is the purpose to the collective, or a purpose to the collective, is to help people come together and to feel that they can create something together through their own authenticity. And so, in learning authenticity, one of the things that we have as a challenge is learning those boundaries. Ultimately, we do come to the sovereignty and learning our, like, who we are versus who someone else is. And it doesn't have to be against, to the original point of this battling. It doesn't have to mean that we are against each other if we are different, even if we see things differently. We can still be in relationship. We can still be confident, each of us, and we can still be together. And that is the point of Libra. So you bring that, but it may have felt a bit like this and that, back and forth, push and pull. um, that is often how we feel before we get to the point where we say, you know what? It's not about you over there and me right here. It is about me taking a deep breath, being fully present in my own body, in my own field, and being sovereign over that, and then welcoming you in, welcoming your presence as well. That stops this back and forth movement. It is a diligence that is wonderful. So the Knight of Pentacles is the loyal knight, the one who shows up, the one who does the hard work, even when it's uncomfortable. He's very slow to act, and so sometimes frustratingly slow. Uh, but he's also incredibly loyal and consistent. And there is something to that as well, in balancing this, in this back and forth, in balancing your needs versus someone else's needs. And then how does that change the relationship? And yes, that's the truth. So here is the sword of truth. In some way, you have found a truth. You have. You've come to a truth. You've drawn the truth card twice here. So you are being asked to own that truth, to be sovereign over it, to be confident in it. Stand in it in your own presence. Own it. Own it. And then see how that changes your relationships. I'm being told not to shuffle, so I'm not going to do that, and we'll draw some clarifying cards here. Let's see how this story unfolds further. So for the Seven of Wands, ooh, you have the World. So when you lay down that embattled boundary setting, that kind of protectiveness that causes us to like poke at other people because we're afraid we're going to get skewered instead, we bring in the World. I love that, right? When you learn to set this boundary and be sovereign, you bring in the World and the completion of a cycle. That's the truth. Something that you have done around boundary setting has started a whole new cycle. A new cycle is waiting for you, and this one is closing out, and it's a massive one. It's a big one. All right, so for the King of Wands, you drew the Eight of Swords. For the Two of Pentacles, you drew the Knight of Swords. For the Knight of Pentacles, you drew the Six of Cups. And for the Ace of Swords, you drew the Four of Pentacles. What a mixed bag here. It seems. Let's see how the story unfolds. All right, Source, tell the story, please. So we said that when you stop having to have battles in order to set your boundaries, the world opens up for you. This King of Wands may have been part of your initiation in understanding that. It seems as though that kind of sovereignty has been difficult for you. That kind of confidence and charisma and leadership from a place of knowing your worth has been difficult, and you have felt really tied in knots over it, like your own self-worth. Do I deserve this? It's not about deserving. None of us needs to be like this. We all do it sometimes, but we don't have to. Okay, in that back and forth motion, you may have felt like, and I'm sorry, this is not the Knight, this is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is learning to wield the sword, learning to speak the truth, right? So this goes right along with what we have been talking about. And in doing that, you may have felt a little bit like, is this the truth? Is that the truth? Do I need to prioritize your truth, or do I need to prioritize my truth? And how do I find a balance in that? And maybe the answer is that sometimes it is yours and sometimes it is the other person's. But there's also just this lesson of speaking your own truth. So the lesson of sovereignty, where you have felt like you couldn't be confident in your own worthiness, your own right to rule your life, you now are learning to speak the truth. That's really important. And when you do, this loyal knight becomes your dear friend. It brings a piece of you back. So this could be a person returning who was an important part of your past, especially your childhood, or touches something in you that is innocent and sweet and kind. But it also is that there is a truth that comes back to us when we stop making it about yours or mine and just breathe in our own presence and then allow someone else's present. And when we do that diligently, consistently, we do welcome not only our soul, but we extend that bouquet to someone else. We welcome someone in their kind of innocent presence, their innocent authenticity, like sort of the way that they came into the world. Now, the truth is that this may have been a difficult rite of passage. We said that the King of Wands may have basically been an initiation into this truth. It may not have been it may not have been an easy truth for you, but you have accomplished it. And I would say that given the sequence of cards, this Four of Cups showing up is not about you missing the last, there we go, missing that last cup, right? He's not looking at it, but I don't think you missed it. I think you're seeing it. I think that's the truth that you need to say is like, there's something left here. It's been hard. I've had disappointments. This initiation may have been through even a dark night of the soul. Although we did not draw those cards, it is possible. But you have found something worthwhile in all of it. And if you have found yourself and if you have found this new sense of confidence, that is worth a lot, my friend. That is definitely worth a lot. All right, so wrapping back around, admit the truth, go forward fearlessly with it. This new truth that you can breathe and just be present in your life. And not only can you, not only are you worthy of that, but it's your right, maybe even your responsibility. And that in doing so, you bring about a favorable outcome, not just for yourself, that's one side of the scale, but in doing so and in honoring yourself, you are honoring others as well. There's that balanced scale that reminds us of the temperance card here, as well as the justice card. So beautiful reading, Libra. Enjoy Venus and Libra right now. Go out and about and see what magic you can work because you are feeling the magic of Venus. I couldn't really think of what I wanted to say, but what I was seeing was this big swoosh of like this beautiful gold and silver glitter that was that was like in front of you as though it was a magic blanket that was that you were casting out in front of you. So there you go. Go forward with your magic glitter. I love it. All right. I will talk with you soon.